Hello and welcome. You're listening to Alcatraz FM with me, Piers.
And me, Luke.
Don't ask about our crime.
Just know we're doing the time.
On today's show, our musical inmates are Ginkgos.
Ginkgos combine the best of 60s with noughties indie. Think Arctic Monkeys fronted by Dusty Springfield.
Their songs are heartfelt, whimsical, full of nostalgia and brimming with energy.
Ginkgo's debut EP, EP1, is out now, which features their pre-release singles, Say It Anyway and Friday, along with 3 new tracks, Lies, I'm Always Listening, and track 1.
Sometimes silly, always fun. Please welcome Ginkgos. Up the gigs, everybody!
All right, we're going to come in with something relatively different. What is a ginkgo?
It's a tree.
It is.
Anything more than that? Have you got a particular fascination with this specific tree?
A ginkgo biloba is one of the most ancient trees the world has. It's beautiful, and the leaves are really unusual, sort of almost whale fin shape.
So was it just the attraction to the tree that made you title the band Ginkgos, or
Mark, the drummer, he likes plants as well. So I think we were at the pub once, and I was just throwing like Latin and Greek plant names out.
Yep.
So we found something that was good.
in terms of Ginkgos being a yellow tree, the band's look has a lot of pink and red. So I'm quite surprised that you've got this yellow tree, but you've got this pink and red sort of style. So who sort of decided on the Ginkgos style? Where did that come from?
I don't know, just pink and red. Red's powerful. Eyeball red.
So pink and red, my favourite colour combination, and I own a lot of. I've knitted a jumper that are those two colours, almost exactly the same as the artwork that you've done.
You didn't know though, did you?
And I didn't know, and you didn't know about me, and I didn't know about you liking those colours. So I was very pleased when I saw the artwork was that colour combination.
What is that like to begin a band and then try and establish an identity, even though it's the first sort of album? How is that a challenge for you?
Dave has the vision. He has the third eye.
Yep.
And it's all just bouncing around in his noggin.
Yeah.
And it's there, I think.
I like a plan. I think that something Kat has learned about me. I like a plan. I like being 3 steps ahead, and I like a fully formed thing. So it's not just a band, it's this, and then they have a video with it, and this is in our case, this is their colours, and we should just do these colours, and then it will be like, it's like the Hives all wearing jackets and wearing black and white all the time.
I think it's important to shout out to Dave for doing all the graphics as well, like all of the graphic design. I think you feel like you're being very, can't think of the word.
Modest.
Modest, thank you.
Oh,
but like
thanks.
it's all you, baby.
Yeah.
And
Well, that's the thing. You see a lot of musical acts coming out now of like with streaming, Spotify, Apple Music, all of that. It's so much more accessible to become a music act. You've come into it, like you're saying, you're thinking 3 steps ahead. You've come into it with this sort of brand, and it really brings everything together. You should be very pleased with
Thank you very much.
everything you put together.
I'm great at taking compliments.
Could you tell us a little bit more about the inspirations?
My kind of ethos with the EP and / band is taking old 60s songs and making them post-punk songs. So there's kind of weird time signatures and stuff. Basically, there was a TV show called End of the World on Channel 4.
Oh, yeah.
And it's the best show ever. And it was kind of that period of dramas where everyone was using old music over like horrific scenes. It just had that, to be honest, the whole soundtrack had loads of 60s artists on, including my favourite, which was it Laughing on the Outside by Bernadette Carroll. It's like, laughing on the inside, burning on the outside. It's kind of like a swingy, it's like the sort of song you'd have in a 60s diner, and there'd be a guy sat there trying to solve like a detective. And he's like, looking at a picture. And going, and then like the waitress come up and go, mochi, like that sort of thing, and it's raining outside. It's kind of that kind of, it sets a mood.
But the music, when I was listening, I thought, funnily enough, it did make me think of like indie drama.
Oh, right.
And
cool. That's a compliment.
The End of the World. There are definite there was one song I was listening to and I thought, it's like one of those things where I'm sort of running into the camera and my life's gone to crap, but everything's going to be fine now because I'm sort of running type of thing. It's like one of those sort of like integral sort of scenes. So it's interesting that your music inspiration from that show does, for me at least, conjure these quite dramatic images. And I imagine that's what happens in music anyway, because you think of scenes. I imagine most listeners will think of like scenes or put themselves in like romantic scenes or something like that.
We've all been on a long train journey, staring out a window, pretending that we're the protagonist of a film, listening to some rubbish. And we can be that some rubbish.
Yes.
Do you use that sort of imagination when it comes to writing the music? Are you thinking of a story, or are you looking at life experience?
Yeah, mine's less of a...
Yours is, I imagine, more you wake up in the middle of the night going, I must write this down! and then
some of them are dream ones. They come in the dreams. Or they're... I
would say...
yours is more of a journey, I think. Mine's just like, it'd be cool if we did a song like that and then sellotaped it together with that. And you're like, that's terrible, but try.
So Dave has written all of the music, all of the parts and everything, which is incredible. And it's all just, like I said, it's all in there. It's all in the brain. And then he'll go, here's this. Can you do anything with this? And then I have to try and figure out if it's singable too, if there's a melody there, if there is a melody there, how many syllables fit into that melody? Does it, the technical word is scan. So does, you've got to fit a certain amount of words in a certain amount of space. And if it's fumbly or stumbly, it's not fun to listen to unless you're doing it deliberately and you're being a little clever dick. So for me, lyrically, I was, with this band, taking the opportunity to do something I'd never done before, which is just write about real things. I always, for however many years I've been performing, like 12 years, always hid behind layers and layers of like magical, mystical metaphor. And then this time I thought, this person's pissed me off. I'm going to write a song about it, but not put their name in the song.
Okay, nice.
So most of the songs are about people that are alive and sadly well today.
Bloody people. So we've heard from Kat and we've heard from Dave. Obviously, we don't have the other two members here with us at the moment, but we would like to know a little bit about the recording experience for something like this.
We did a kind of DIY tour at one point. So I'd record the initial song and template at my house on the laptop. And then me and Mark, the drummer, would jam it out, as we say, in his summer house. So basically he brought an electric drum kit. That's kind of how the band started. We were like, we should make a band. And then he got an electric drum kit like the week later. So we're like, awesome. So we could record that for the nerds out there, the MIDI into the computer. So at least we had his real drums. Then we took the laptop up to Bristol, where Jack resides, to put bass on and recorded there. And then we took that all to Untapped Talent in Southampton, where good old patient Matt put up with a million changes.
Oh, yes.
But we did vocal recording there as well. So most of it was done DIY. So,
Do you find that when you get to the studio, new things come in, or are things really planned and you go there, you record, and that's what it is, and that's what your vision was, or you're discovering things in the studio?
Ooh, to be honest, you can plan as much as you like, but when you go and record a guitar or something, and you're like, this is going to sound amazing when we record it, it's going to be the best, and it just sounds terrible, and you're like, right, I've got to think on the fly. You just sing however you like and whatever you like. Singing
is, so I've recorded quite a few times, so I don't know what I'm doing, but like I'm comfortable. So what's interesting from a singer's point of view is you think you're giving a 10 and then it's played back and you're giving a 5.5 and you're like, God. It's the same as like if you're performing on stage, you have to go, all the way up to 11
Oh,
to
yeah. Get a Spinal Tap.
thank you, to really get across the vibes that you want.
My thing is, first take is brilliant, second one is brilliant, and then I have like literally 20 in a row where I'm trying to get it as good as the first take, and then like the last one's really good. I don't know why.
That almost always happens.
And we've done that live recording stuff
Live
as well.
recordings.
We were just like, why? For some reason, the first one, because you're like,
First and last.
It does. It's because your brain's like, that doesn't count. That was the warm up.
We
are you more
recorded
relaxed?
something for like a Christmas gift to our fans, and the first one was good, and then it's just us slowly descending into madness, and then one really good one at the end. We're like, oh, just wasted like half an hour in the middle.
It's always the way.
We've heard a little bit about your other bandmates ever so slightly so far, but we wanted to know, how did you meet? How did you get here?
Oh, wow. Me and Mark, the drummer, I'd like to think we're best friends.
I think you're best friends. From an outside perspective, I'd say that they're best friends.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's what we need to hear.
And I knew Jack because Jack is Mark's cousin. Obviously, we're all very much into the same music and stuff like that. And then lockdown happened. So we're like, ugh, that's the end of the band. So I kind of carried on writing little bits and sending it to the guys just to be like, hey, remember freedom. If we get out, we might be able to play this, because that was a long time before you even appeared, because we thought you were
you thought I was fictional, didn't you?
fictional for a little bit, because it was like a
What does
year.
that mean?
So it's like we never met in person. We'd spent like 2 years sending stuff back and forth. I'd never met Mark. I'd never met Jack. I knew of Dave.
Yeah.
So when me, Dave, and Mark met for the first time at a pub in Southampton, you both looked at me like, she's alive!
Yeah.
It's not a singing catfish.
But it's really nice because we genuinely do get on, all four of us. And I think we all bring something slightly different in terms of like energies, whether mine's like a chaotic neutral.
What is Ginkgos doing next?
We have things and stuff in the works.
We're being so deliberately vague, but basically there is more stuff that is going to be released.
We do have one thing we will say is we have whenever this comes out, I guess, but very soon we're going to have an acoustic version of Say It Anyway, our song from the EP, played at
Houghton Lodge Gardens.
Oh, nice.
And that'll be lovely. It's going to be...
it's a nice video. I'm really pleased with how it's come out.
Some very cool camera work at points going through windows.
It's all one take. It was a day.
I just wanted to thank you both for coming into my kitchen and interviewing us, and a shout out to your genuine regular podcast, which is On the Gallery Floor. On the Gallery Floor. Which is about interviewing artists and talking about their artwork. That is on show at the John Hansard Gallery in Southampton. So yeah, go and have a listen to that if you want to.
Yeah, thank you very much. You can find us at On the Gallery Floor.
I'm going to now borrow a hole with a spoon that
Yes.
I'm now covering with a movie poster
Yes.
and escape.
Have fun standing in the rain, celebrating your escape.
I will.
That'd be nice.
I can't wait to meet Morgan Freeman.
Kat, Dave, thank you very much for talking with us.
Thank you, guys.
You.
Alcatraz FM.